A reason for the fall of Poland and the Christ of nations. Dear sisters and brothers, worshippers of the Holy Mary, Mother of God, the history of Poland is beautiful, but it also had tragic moments. Father Mr. Valerian Kalinka, one of the founders of the Krakow Historical School, collaborator of the Zamoyski and Czartoryski families, author of the monumental work 4-year Sejm, concluded that Poles do not need romantic myths and soothing fairy tales, but the truth, even if it is difficult to accept. In his book, using numerous often no longer available documents, he tried to show Poland at the time of partition against the background of changes taking place in Europe. His analysis showed that Poles were unable to understand modern politics based only on the game of interest, the masters of which were Frederick II and Catherine II, mentally still stuck in the 17th century and even in earlier eras, weakening the state from within in the name of misunderstood individual freedom, and at the same time naively believing in the promises of other countries which, when making them, had no intention of keeping them. Poles themselves dismantled the country. However, following Kalinka, I do not want to condemn my compatriots. Kalinka wrote in one of his letters, until Poles learn the reasons for the decline, they will not understand why they are suffering and must suffer today. Quote end. Despite the tragedy of the partitions and the catastrophe that the Second World War was for Poland, Poles still do not seem to understand what is politics, naively giving in to the promises of powers that, as always, do not intend to fulfill these promises. Dearest friends, stupidity, pride, short-sightedness, stupidity, social classes in maturity affected Poles most. Often they defended republican freedom, or was it always right? Poles did not notice the policy of clashing interests of the neighboring countries, that Helena was taken from Paris again. I, I would say it seems that Poland was once again left with only a string. In the 18th century, Poles lost statehood not through conquest but by arbitrarily giving it to the invaders. Who are you, a little Pole? Who are you? What is your sign? A white eagle. What is your land, my homeland? How was it conquered? With blood and scar. What do you believe in? I believe in Poland. So there is a Polish man walking barefoot, without shoes, in the snow towards the city late at night. He puts his very cold feet timidly on the pavement. A woman points to the door of the tenement house for him to knock. The Pole takes small steps into the moonlit courtyard and knocks on the door with a sign on it. He wants to see the Father he has never seen. You gave me a name and life. You gave him. Now give him a home. A Pole goes to the city, looking for his homeland. Others unconsciously pass him by. and he still goes, now to Vienna, to Rome then, to Paris, Prague, Budapest, wherever fate brings him now. But will he manage to fulfill his little life? Paul goes to the city. He doesn't know money. He doesn't know Christmas saloon. It happened. His traces were covered with snow. He didn't know anything. There is no monument for him. A Polish man buried in the snow. Time is running out. They walk on it, trampled on by the sponsors of an era that only favors business. No one believes the Paul, a little Paul. No one believes him. One of the websites announced a competition for the best film dialogue on all time. I submitted my proposal. Here there is The Conquest of the New World, 1992, a film by Ridley Scott. Sanchez, you are a dreamer, Columbus. Look what you see there, Sanchez. I see clouds, I see palaces, I see cathedrals, I see civilization, I see soaring spears reaching into the sky. Columbus, it was all created by people like me. No matter how long Sanchez lives, there is something that will always divide us, that will never change between us, that will set us apart. And I did it, not you. You will never achieve what I have. The quote at the end of the film is also poignant. Author unknown, which I explain as follows. Life contains a lot of beauty, even more than what will appear in our imagination, ideas, or in our dreams. Quote ends. On day of the Independent Republic of Poland, my country, I wish my compatriots good health, happiness, and good blessing, all graces for the Father in heaven, and begged on knees before our Queen of Jasna Góra of Victory. Praise be Jesus Christ.